Hello and welcome to a brand new edition of Inside Out on the Road, a show where we'll focus on individual stocks with in-depth analysis, deep dive into the financials and tell you about the key risks and triggers going forward. So let's not wait any time and go to our first stock. My colleague Nigel traveled to Alibag and gets us this very special deep dive in Delta Corp.
Inside Out on the Road is taking a deep dive into Delta Corp, which is the only listed gaming and hospitality company in India. It's founded by Mr. Jaydev Mody, a first-generation entrepreneur and leading Indian real estate visionary who transformed the company into a gaming and leisure company of international standards. He's expanded the gaming business throughout India with a core focus on the state of Goa. Well, the company focuses on three large segments: gaming, online skill gaming, and hospitality. The casino gaming business has its largest exposure to Goa and some exposure to Sikkim and Nepal. Well, in Goa, they have 3 Delta vessels and also have 2 land-based casinos in North and South Goa. In Sikkim, they have Delta Denzong, which is a land-based casino in partnership with Hotel Welcome Heritage, and commenced operations in FY19 on securing the license from the government of Sikkim. While in Nepal, they have Delta Casino, which launched its bookings in FY20. Their online gaming segment is via Delta Tech Gaming Limited, where online poker is hosted, while Rummy is currently offered through a separate platform. Their third segment is hospitality, and that comprises of Delta Daman, which is the only 5-star hotel in Daman, which has state-of-the-art banqueting, conferencing, and open lawn area. They also have Delta Suites, which is an all-suite hotel in North Goa with an integrated large casino. Let's put some numbers to these 3 segments then. The last couple of years, well, it's been affected by the pandemic. So we're focusing on a contribution to the gross revenues in the first half of the fiscal. The casino gaming division contributed 80%. Online skill gaming division contributed 14%, while hospitality division contributed 5%. Well, the casino gaming division, that contributes all of its EBIT, at least in the first half of this fiscal. What supported the company is that they have a debt-free balance sheet and they're sitting on cash of around 550 crores. And this could move up owing to cash generation from its core business and also the money that they'll raise from their subsidiary Delta Tech Gaming's 550 crore IPO. The company has stated that they are planning to utilize the proceeds of this IPO for organic growth and to strengthen their technology infrastructure. Well, let's run you through the risk as well. Overexposure to the state of Goa is a geographic risk. The company is also subject to several laws and regulations, which includes GST and tax-related news. And also, ESG concerns could plague them as institutions may avoid large investments in companies that engage in businesses like gambling. Which brings us to the shareholding pattern. Now, institutions used to hold more than 27% stake in the company, but that's come down to sub 20%. 33% of the holding is with the promoter entity, while HDFC, well, they hold a sizable chunk from the fund side. Finally, the key triggers that shareholders will be tracking, they include scaling up of the existing business, the Daman Casino license court outcome, and the GST Council decision on the implementation of GST. They'll be crucial near-term triggers that the street will be tracking. Finally, the long-awaited response to Delta Tech Gaming IPO, that's something that the street will be looking forward to. Well, to understand more on the company, let's get straight to a chat with Mr. Jaydev Mody. Well, sir, it's good meeting you. Here to learn about the company. Well, Mr. Mody, things have been looking up for the entire country and everyone's coming out of this pandemic. The mood is such that unlocked trade is picking up. And your company, well, you would be a key beneficiary. Could you tell us what's the sense? The second half of this year or the third quarter could be the best ever?
Well, it's on track to be the best ever. We had a good first half and we are on track to do better in the third and fourth quarter. So I'm very hopeful things continue the way they have been. Goa is really exciting for everyone today, a lot of visitation, etc. And that drives our business. So,
well, that's right. Sir, so Goa is the core part of your business and maximum exposure comes in from there. But what about the Daman project? You had put in a fair bit of money out there. So out of your total gross block, how much of that is allocated towards the Daman project? If you could give us a sense, and I ask you this because you're not able to get the optimum results from what you have invested. So in terms of return ratios, if I strip it off the money that you put in the Daman project, well, that it could be fair more interesting. But give us some numbers.
A very valid question and very valid observation. So our gross block is about 1150, 1170 crores, and out of which Daman is 455 crores. So on the balance, 700-800 crores is what we are, the asset that we are really sweating. And the day Daman materializes, the entire gross block will start sweating for us, and we expect to do much, much better. But we invested this kind of money in Daman only because we thought that it was all a done deal, etc. But now, we had to litigate. Hopefully, we'll get a judgment in our favor, and this will correct itself.
Okay, all right. Talking about Daman, and you're hopeful and you're rather optimistic. But the stock market is waiting for when was the last hearing? When do we get a final outcome from this particular court case? Because the litigation has been going on for very, very long.
Yes.
So on the Daman court case itself, what's the latest update that we have?
So the matter's been going on, it's been heard, both sides have been heard. Now it's due for final hearing for the last couple of months. It comes on board every day, and the court runs out of time, and the matter's not been heard so far. So it can happen any day. The day the court has time to hear our matter, it will be heard, and then we hope to get an answer, one way or the other. We are also waiting very, very eagerly, and hopefully it will happen soon. It can happen any day, frankly.
Would you want to give it a time frame? Because everyone's been waiting for quite some time. Could it be a couple of months? Do you think in this fiscal, that's FY23, we are still a few months away. We have another quarter to go. Do you believe that we could get an outcome with this long pending case?
Theoretically, yes, we should. But the way it's been going on for the last 1.5 months, it's looking like it can happen any time. So I really can't put a finger on it. We are all just hopeful that it's heard, and the logical and the right thing happens, and the judgment hopefully goes in our favor. But I can't put a time frame on it, Nigel.
Okay, you must be getting initial trends though for your Goa projects as well. The vessels, some bookings, end of the year must be chock-a-block.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, could you give us a sense out there if you want to put it to us, qualitatively, or you want to give us a couple of numbers as well? Are you totally sold out?
The last 10 days of December and the first 4-5 days of January, you'll be lucky to get a room anywhere, including in our hotel. You'll be lucky to get a spot, at the casino. There's a lot of visitation, and sometimes we have lines outside. We are trying to kind of address that, and we know that we don't want people to wait, etc. So we've taken steps, etc. And it'll happen. I think we'll make it very smooth, but it's crazy. It's crazy every year. This year is going to be crazier.
Okay, and what about your balance sheet is something that holds you all in good stead. Now, if you could tell us what is your current cash in your books that you all have, the last updated number, if you could tell us, because that's something that always gives some bit of valuation support, given that things are quite uncertain in the industry that you're dealing with. You have regulations, you have taxation moves as well. So
yes.
What's the cash in the books?
So see, right now after investing more than 120, 130 crores in a real estate project in Goa, which we were forced to do because we owned the land and we wanted to cash out. The only way to do it, we wouldn't get a buyer to buy the land, the big ticket item. So we are building like 250, 300 apartments there. And after investing 120, 130 crores over there, plus investing another 30, 40 crores in our new ship, we still have a cash of about 550 crores in our books. And the real estate money which we invest and when we sell, etc., we are expecting to get back about 250 crores.
You've spent around 130, 140 crores out on the real estate project. And what is the total number of flats you'll be selling out here? Or if you could tell us, as of your rough estimate, what is the realized value you could get from this real estate project that you're putting out? And also give us a number. Have you utilized all the land that's available out here to set up this real estate project?
We've used the entire land. We've designed 6 buildings, residential buildings. We have roughly, give or take, 250 apartments of 2 and 3 bedrooms. We will start selling mid-23, and we hope to, when the buildings are all totally up, we are well into construction, and I think we will complete the entire sale within a year after we open.
Well, Mr. Mody, I wanted to ask you a couple of more factors out there. Now, you have around 550 crores. You'll be realizing some money from this real estate project, and as you estimate, it's roughly around 250 crores odd. But you also have a holding in Advani Hotels. What are you all planning on doing with that?
Well, we'd like to, monetize that. We'd like to sell our holding in Advani, but we have nothing right now. There is no visibility, but the moment there is an opportunity, we are sellers.
Okay, the other one that's going to be generating a lot of cash for the company as well as for the subsidiary will be the long-awaited online, gaming segments IPO.
Yes.
What's the update on that front? Could you give us a timeline? And what's the quantum of the total, of the money you're looking to raise? As of your annual report, it states around 550 crores odd. Give us an updated number.
So that is the number that we are expecting to raise. Roughly 250 crores and 250 crores which come into Delta, because we are diluting our holding in Delta Tech Gaming, and about 300 crores into the company itself for organic and inorganic growth. After post-IPO, Delta will still own 70 to 75% of Delta Tech Gaming, and the balance will be public. And the time frame I can't really comment on.
You've already indicated, that in case that Mopa Airport does see the light of day, which is likely in the month of December itself, well, that's going to be a tailwind for the company, because you have a high amount of people who are coming into Goa. So their core business, obviously more number of visitors. And also you have that ambitious project where you're setting up an integrated resort out there.
Yes.
What is the total money you're looking to spend on this resort?
Well, earlier budgeted for around 2,200 crores, but it's now gone up with inflation, etc. We are trying to keep it within 2,500 crores. We are very, very close to the new airport,
Yes.
which is now being inaugurated on December 11th.
11th, yeah.
So we think that initially it'll of course drive our current business.
Yes.
And in the medium term, it'll drive our business for the resort, the integrated resort that we are putting up.
But when does the integrated resort, get commissioned? I mean, when should it? 2025?
From now, about 3.5, 4 years.
What about the other two smaller segments of, of the business? Not the casino online business, but the online business and the hospitality segment. As of the first half of the year, both of them have generated a negative EBIT number. Do you see that turning around?
At EBIT level, we'll be positive, hopefully, in this second half. And also all the efforts we've made in online, in the investing in marketing, etc., is now, kind of helping drive that business. We're doing much better now, and we'll continue to do better. We've, it's a very, very exciting business, frankly. We want to grow it, in 5 years should be equal to our offline business, which is our plan. And let's hope we are able to do that.
So you're saying that the online business will be as much as the casino business. So you're looking at an exponential growth out there. Well, Mr. Mody, you're sounding so optimistic about business. You have a good business that's flourishing as of now. You have cash in your books. You have plans to expand the other verticals as well. You have around 33% stake in the company. Wouldn't you want to have a bigger chunk in there?
I wish I could. You need a lot of cash to buy into a company that has a market cap of more than 6,000 crores. To have anything of of substance, one has to put in a lot of money, which if I had, I would 100%. But I did buy some shares 6 months ago. And I haven't sold shares except for once about 5-6 years ago, where my daughter's 3 trusts sold some shares. Never sold shares. And I did buy some shares 6 months ago because, the price was attractive. But I wish, yes, if I have half the chance, I would do it.
Let's shift focus to the other end of the spectrum then. You're the first generation entrepreneur. What about the succession plan?
We are a professionally run business, and I still got a lot of gas left. So, succession plan is there in my mind and will be implemented when the time comes. But right now I have the energy, so.
You're still firing?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, and the other niggling worry is what's going to come out of the GST Council meet? What is the decision that's going to happen out there? I wanted your comment on this. As of now, as you all have repeatedly maintained that yes, you are paying GST, but the implementation of GST is something that the stock market is tracking very, very closely, and that could have an impact on business as well. So your comment on that?
So see, initially the council appointed a group of ministers to look into this. The group of ministers made a report which didn't fly, and the council asked the group to go back to the drawing board and look at the industry again, and that's what happened. And the GOM did a lot of work. They visited. There are 3 verticals. There's the horse racing vertical, there is online, and then there is the casino.
Right.
So they've gone to race courses, they've gone to casinos, they've kind of met with all the online gaming companies, and they finally understood that each business is different. You can't bracket it, and you can't, one solution doesn't work for all. So they've understood, and the logical conclusion would be, at least for casinos, would be to continue the way we've been paying GST or service tax or gaming tax or entertainment tax the way we have been.
The fear is that it will be implemented on, on the bid itself. When someone comes, to play, so that is the fear.
They are saying on sale of chips.
The sale of chips.
But that's not viable because, sale of chips does not create the action of playing.
Right.
You can buy chips and not play.
Right.
Then what happens? Can you go and get a refund of your GST? So that won't work. The concept of GST was to be revenue neutral for the industry, but they took us from that 15, 16 to 28%, which we kind of swallowed, and we still managed to do all right. So the fact that we are at the highest level and we are paying GST the way it's being paid all over the world.
Right. So in the next couple of months, we'll have clarity on a whole host of these issues. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you, Mr. Mody. Thanks so much for speaking to us on
Nigel.
CNBC-TV18.
The first time we've kind of met, and I hope to meet again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, that was a deep dive into Delta Corp, but it's time to slip into a break. We'll come back with another interesting stock and exchange is in the spotlight on the other side. Stay tuned.